what's up to all of my Capricorns? Please make sure to get this book on Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below, as usual. If you'd like to contact me, some cards fell. Yeah, some cards fell. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below, as usual. Yeah, so let's get into it. One thing too that I will say, if you're getting a private reading from me, don't call me up and tell me how it is that you're still in a crazy relationship with one of your partners, and the partner is getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and you don't know what's going on with the partner. If you ain't left the person yet, if you ain't left the person yet, don't hit me up. And the reason why I'm saying that in the first place is because, again, you got too many grown folks playing dumb. If this person is so crazy, why are you still with them? And then getting upset that somebody else is telling you, yeah, I don't even want to deal with this, because you're not mad or upset enough to actually walk away from this. So what are you doing? Just a thought. It's crunch time now. The world is getting crazier and crazier. It's time for some good decision making. It's time for decisive action. We don't have the time anymore to be playing as if you want to play dumb and you don't understand common sense and all this stuff. Is do it or just stay as a sitting duck. Make a move or stay as a sitting duck. So let's get into it for the Capricorns. Seven of Spears, the Moon, the Five of Coins, Knight of Cups, Empress, King of Spears, the World, the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, the Seven of Coins, Three of Swords. Very interesting, very interesting. Eight of Coins, Emperor, wow. Hermit, and last but not least, Magician. Wow. Emperor and Empress. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6 out of 15. So, excuse me. So what I'm seeing here for the Capricorns is, very interesting. Some sort of disagreement that the Capricorns have had between yourselves, or getting over a particular person who was blind to certain things. This is you fighting the fight. The Moon, right? Feelings and emotions get involved. Five of Pentacles, this person staying there being blind and being essentially a poor beggar to something that a lot of you Capricorns were already offering. The Knight of Cups, you know, this person thought that they may have been bringing love to you, but they don't see that essentially, like I said, they are a beggar. They are a blind beggar. They are a person who doesn't see that they are delusional. They thought that they was bringing this to you. All this love and affection, all this stuff that they were bringing to the table, but in actuality, they were this. They couldn't see what you Capricorns were trying to do. They couldn't see the bigger picture. And this is you Capricorns either letting go of this person or letting go of the memory of this person, if this person isn't necessarily in your life anymore, right? And it's not fresh. Either way it goes, the Capricorns is trying to get to a higher level within themselves. The Empress, so now this is about you letting go of this person and understanding that you done as much as you could. You've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the experience out of it. And then you have the King of Spears. The King of Spears now is about, now for you, it's about regaining your honor, right? It's about regaining your own self-respect. And it's about loving your own selves now, to where, it's about walking away, or having to learn how to walk away from anybody who's playing that game with you. And I will say this directly to Capricorns, though, because that first part wasn't necessarily for Capricorns. It was just anyone in general. But you Capricorns have to learn to step up your walk away game. And what I mean when I say your walk away game is, once you see some red flags, it's time for a lot of y'all to walk away. This is not gonna get better. This situation is only gonna get worse. So the World and the Ace of Swords now represents now, right? As you're gaining your self-respect back, you realize that you have so much potential going on for you, right? Because that's how it is, that being in relationships with that are stifling are. When you're not in those relationships, it's like, oh, you can breathe again. You understand what I'm saying? And the next thing for you to do is to actually use the Ace of Swords, become the Ace of Swords, hold that sword, actually do something with what it is that you want to do. Do something. Have the will to act. Don't just sit there and act as if you don't get it. Really be able to understand what's going on. What exactly are you looking for? And then take action on it. The Page of Swords and the Seven of Coins. The Page of Swords and the Seven of Coins represents how and let go of anyone that's in the way. See, you Capricorns, I'm not saying you have to follow suit with what I'm saying, because I do this. But for me, in my mind, I have a bigger picture of what is going on. And when I date, I don't now, but when I used to date, I think it's a waste of time for me now. But anyway, when I used to date, I was trying to date from 14 to about 21 for those 7 years. Oh, that's this thing overheating. Wow. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, the show must go on, right? The show must go on. Anyway, so just as it is, I was saying, what was I saying? So yeah, so when I find myself in that kind of situation, hey, the show must go on. What happens here is that this is pretty much the same thing where, hold on a second. I dated from 14 to 21, trying to find one particular person so that I can say, okay, now the relationship part of my life is set. I can wonder about work on other parts of my relationship. But this person doesn't have that kind of mentality. So when you see people trying to tear you down and make it seem as if, like, you know what I mean, they've got other things going on and you're not as important as they're trying to make it seem, then you're going to know that they're full of fish because you're going to know that they're full of fish. This is the adapter trying to cool down. But because they're still playing the games and, they got all this stuff going on with them where they can't just be straight up about what they want, and they just can't go through that door of straightforwardness. It has to be that back door of trickery. And the Three of Swords and Eight of Coins now represents for you, where this is something where a lot of you Capricorns, this person is heartbroken. You know, how do I say this? You're going to be breaking a lot of people's hearts, Capricorn, because you're smarter, you know, with this mentality. You're smarter than what it is that a lot of people are going to try to manipulate you into thinking that you're not. But you're smarter than that, you know, not even smart. You're wiser than that. Not only do you know tricks, right, but you are wise enough not to get caught up in the pitfalls of those particular tricks. So for you, a lot of you Capricorns are going to understand that this is a better situation for you. And this is very much so better suited, because you need to start walking away from people who are going to do nothing for you but ultimately play games with you, right? That's not something that you really want to be able to get down with, because at the end of the day, no one really wins, right? You don't win, the other person doesn't win, playing scared and playing chicken, right? Same thing with you. If you playing those games, no one wins either way. And the Emperor represents, but you're going to start to also see the people who are acting like they're really so important, because, you know, listen, I'm on this path, okay? I know what I'm talking about. I'm on this path. I'm on the infernal path. And when I say infernal path, I mean this not everybody is okay with confrontation. I am. So, and I'm becoming better with it, right, over time and experience. And a lot of people front like they're built for this, but most of the times they're really not. And you can kind of tell that. And one of the ways that you can tell, my dear Capricorns, is number one, you can tell because that people are trying to put themselves out there to be something that they are not. So they're not really built for it like that, because the people who are really built for a relationship, they don't have to front or put themselves up there. It's exactly like what Bruce Lee said: honestly expressing yourself, being yourself. So anytime when you see someone who's trying to play these games, run game on you and play this stuff, they're not really built for it. I mean, you learn, I can go deeper into that, but I'm not going to. And then you have the Emperor and the Magician. The Emperor and the Magician represents how a lot of you Capricorns will realize that that for the most part, when these people try to make it seem as if they were so important in the first place, it's really all game. It's trickery. And then you have the Magician. And then the thing is that the Magician represents this being a situation for a lot of you where, you know, this is a situation for you Capricorns, excuse me, where, remember, you're in control of what happens to you, right? And don't get down about if people don't necessarily understand you or make it difficult for you. Capricorns represent the mountain goat. So y'all want to do something. So if you have an idea of what you want to do, and if you have an idea of where you're going, right, don't apologize for that. You know what I mean? Be ready to make the sacrifices, excuse me, that is necessary. So let's clarify the Magician. Yeah, I gotta start doing these readings in the daytime too. So you have the Obatala, Loco, and then you have Oriate. So to clarify the Magician. So remember, all is mental, right? All is mental first and foremost, which means that your difficulties between yourselves and another person, especially in the context of love, is all in your mind. Because if you have a vision of, you know what it is that you want, if this person can't see that vision, then it's time for you to let them go. The Loco represents, remember, this would be the Emperor card, because it's a 4. So this would be the Emperor card, right? 0 would be the Fool. 1 would be the Magician. 2 would be the High Priestess. 3 would be the Empress. And 4 would be the Emperor. So there's, as you can see at the top, 4s on it, right? the I and then the V, that's 4. So this is the Emperor, which means you are in control of who you are and your own destiny. And then the Oriate, right, is like a spinoff of the Justice, because it's the person, obviously, remember, holding the sword in their hands, which means that you definitely have control over your own fate, but it's also about weighing principles out versus what it is that you need to do. So what you need to do is stop worrying about losers that you meet. What you want is a relationship. So you need to figure out, my dear Capricorns, what is it that, what path are you really going to take for yourselves? It's up to you. Let's clarify the Emperor. Here we go. Let's do this. Marasa, Yagwo, Olodumare. Interesting. Marasa, right, would be the Lover's card in the Rider-Waite. So yeah, stop settling for dysfunctional version of love and what people want to give you. It's not real, okay? Yagwo, it's up to you to figure it out, right? People, it's exact, shout outs to Val333 Tarot, or Valley Tarot, right? Val was correct. It's not about who's chasing and who's not. It's about both people showing enthusiasm to want to be in a relationship with each other and actually proceeding to be in a relationship. Both people should chase each other, right? You should both make an effort to get to know each other. And see, the thing is that the Olodumare represents you need to be watchful of this and keep an eye out. Pay attention to what is happening. Don't just get yourselves in a situation and let someone give you whatever it is that they want to give you, and it's not, and it's crazy. You don't want abuse. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.